Hi guys, how are you doing? My name is Winfred and welcome to this channel where it's all about easy meals at home. Today is not any different. We are making an easy meal using silverfish and posho, or what we call ugali, or some of you call it cornbread. So join me and see the simple ingredients and how I turn those into a sumptuous meal for lunch. Now this is my silverfish. It's about half a kilo of silverfish. I've already salted it and boiled my water and then soaked it. The reason I did this is because I want them to soak and lose the acidity, and the warm water will help remove the dirt and also give them that nice silver color that they really should get had they not been in the sun. So now they are soaking, and as they are soaking, because I'm going to serve this with posho, I get to the cooking of my posho. Now there are many ways of preparing posho, or what we call ugali or cornbread, but this is going to be my way. I'm going to be using a kilo of posho, and to that I add water. Remember, my fire is not yet on. I'm just adding cold water to that. Reason I'm doing this is because when you do it this way, you avoid crumbs in your cornbread. But if you don't do it this way, you have a lot of crumbs in there. So in case you've been served posho before that didn't have any trace of crumbs, it's because probably they did it this way. Anyway, this is my way. I add cold water to it and then mix. Now, after you're happy with the mixture, whereby you don't see any crumbs, you go on and create a well in the middle and add your hot water. Now, the fire is on, in case you're wondering whether I'm using fire or no fire. Right now, it's hot, so I let this water start to boil. The moment it starts boiling, it's giving time to my posho to get ready, and then I'll start the mingling process. Now the well has started boiling, so what I do, I start mingling. Now you do this adding water gradually until you see that your posho or ugali or cornbread is ready. Even the aroma from it will change from a raw one to a cooked one. So I'm going to keep on adding water, and then as this is cooking, I'm going to start working on the other ingredients that are going to help me achieve a nice sauce for my ugali. Now I've got white eggplants. These are the ones I'm going to use. They go very well with this silver fish, and you can use any other kind of eggplants. I'm just going to slice them into long thin slicings, and these are set on the side. Now I've already cut up my tomatoes. These are about 4 medium sized tomatoes, and I'm going to use 1 green bell pepper. You can go ahead and use any number, but I'm going to use 1. And these are also cut up to long strands because they will look appetizing. Some I'll use for right now, and others will be used for garnishing. Now I'm going to be using 3 medium-sized purple onions. These ones you cut to your preference. I'm just going to go long strands simply because my silverfish has the same shape, and I'm just going to keep the theme. Now I've got with me here 4 cloves of garlic, 2 tablespoons of curry powder. These are beef cubes, and this is a 1/4 teaspoon of chili, simply because my kids don't work so well with chili. And now with the spices, I've got paprika, a teaspoon. I've got turmeric, a teaspoon. Chicken masala, a teaspoon. I've got rosemary powder, 1/2 teaspoon. Ginger, 1/2 teaspoon, and cumin, 1/2 teaspoon. I'm going to be using my beef pork oil that I extracted. This is the one I'm going to use for a reason, because I have already spices in there. So that is the one I'm going to work with. Straight away we go to the fire. Now remember, we're still making a posho, or what we call ugali. This I've been doing for about now maybe 10 minutes. I'm just going to add some more water, continuing to create that well where the water will boil and allow my ugali to cook. By the time the water is absorbed, my dears, I'm sure that my ugali is ready. So this water will boil and I'll allow it to go all around and get it soft. Then straight away I get my fire going. Now you turn on the heat, put some oil in the pan. I'm going to be generous because of the acidity in the silverfish. I put quite an amount of oil. Then to that I'm going to add the silverfish just before the oil heats up, simply because I don't want splashes. So you go on and put all your silverfish. Now I'm just mixing these in the oil and letting them get to know the oil very well. You'll see eventually they will have to absorb all the oil and break down the acidity. Now I'm adding some bit of salt and then stirring until it dries up. Now I'm going to take off our fish because it has dried up, and then put a clean pan. To this I add oil. Now our pan is been heating with oil, about 3 tablespoons of oil. I'm adding to that the white eggplants. I'll let these get to know oil as well as our posho is finishing up as well. Now as you can see, our posho is now more together. A clear sign it's ready. It's been on there for more than 30 minutes. So I'm mounting it up very well, and then I'll cover for a bit and then get a plate and take it off. Now I'm taking it off. What I'm doing is getting a kind of plate or tray, covering it and then flipping over. That will guarantee me that my posho is good. I'll let this sit for some time, but look and see how it looks. I'll let this sit for a bit as I work on the sauce. Now I've taken off the eggplants. Remember they had some bit of oil. Now I'm going to blend them just so I can get them to a puree state. Not purely there, but just soft enough to dissolve in our food. Now I've put back our blended eggplants on the pot, back on fire as well. So time for me to turn on the heat and add the other ingredients. To this I'm going to add the onions, and I'm going to add the garlic, and let these get to know eggplants very well and give off that nice irresistible aroma. This does not look like much, guys, but it will be tasty. I'm going to cover for about 2 minutes, then I'll add something else. Now the onions, garlic and eggplants have been on for some time. I'm just going to add to these tomatoes and let them have another 2.5 minutes of cooking. Now to this I'm going to add silverfish and then mix. Now I'm mixing, and to this I'm going to add spices. Now this is the cubes, the beef cubes. Remember it's fish, but the fish cubes, the beef cubes will work very well. My curry powder and my chili sauce, chili powder. Adding paprika, cumin, turmeric, ginger powder, and mixing. You're probably wondering about the salt. I already salted the fish, so the salt was quite a lot, and it will go around even for the eggplants and the rest of our ingredients. I'll add a tablespoon of soy sauce. Soy sauce works well with fish. Now I'm going to use some of that water from our fish. Remember the one we used to soak, but I'll leave the bottom bit, which is this. I'll leave that one, and this will help with the stock. Now I'm going to let this simmer at low heat for about 10 minutes and then I'll serve. To this I'm adding my green bell peppers. You probably were wondering why there's no green. This will sit when the heat is off and allow it to cook, then I serve. Guys, this is how I would serve and plate my silverfish with ugali. Hope you like what you're seeing. You can go ahead and serve this with a cold drink. Thank you so much for watching, subscribing, and telling friends. Those of you who thought eggplants are not edible, these ones, you can't even trace them. Until next time, bye-bye and take care.